There we go. Ah, I think we're on. Oh, oh, so we can hear the. We've got some music. Sorry, I just had to talk to the folks for a little bit. I not have my chat. Let me reset this. I guess because it's a new stream, the chat disappeared. I wish I could set it so that the stream link was the same every time. But I guess it's not. Yeah, it's new. Don't I look weird? Isn't it funny? Where's my drawing? There it is. Let's get back to it. I look so goofy looking at my hands. Oh no, you can hear my keyboard and stuff going. I think I've got the wrong microphone on. Maybe you could always hear that. I've definitely got the same one. Oh well. I wonder how you make it unarchived. Give me a shout, anyone who's in there. It says 3 watching, I'm sure one of them's me. I'm so paranoid, I don't know how it works. Yeah, that hand doesn't look good. That second one, definitely not. What am I doing? What pose is that? Okay. Because we're just hanging out, I'm gonna cheat a little bit. I'm gonna cheat a little bit. It's not cheating like using AI though, because I drew this hand myself. And I'm free to use it however I like. It's on a different layer that I gotta worry about. Ah, joy of digital art. Look at that. How far can we go till it looks uncanny? We just make the top of the arm longer, right? Oh, that's better. You can hear my blooming tablet scraping when I'm talking. That's funny. Collarbone. It's all eyeballed. I've got no reference. It's all straight out of my head. And I'm not bragging, I'm almost condemning myself because I really should do more reference work. I've never been good at feet. That's why I never have a big following on YouTube or Twitch. My characters wear mittens on their hands and socks on their feet at all times, so I don't have to draw them. And you can't have a go at me with that, because even the masters did that. I know one professional artist who hated drawing ankles and feet, and so every time he would have to draw them, or have to draw a framing with feet in the drawing, they would always be tactically hidden behind a flower pot or submerged in water. Maybe they're walking in a river, for example. It's always found that very funny. And you knew when he'd drawn it because there were never any feet in the picture. Where does her lower body go? Somewhere like that. Where's the shirt? Does that look about right? Probably not. It's like, how do you. Very childish thing to say. How do you draw the butt without it being weird? But also so that it looks correct. There you go. I think we got away with that, more or less. Combine that. I like this. I like talking to myself. Is that narcissistic? I can't tell. Look how big this foot is. Let's just take it. Let's just, I mean, get a scale on that. That's too much, isn't it? squint or squint. Why doesn't this look right? Let's ask ourselves. It's because that was a big square at the top, whereas it needs to come over like an actual knee. There you go, that's better. That needs to come up a bit higher because she's sitting right on top of it. Let's just change subject matter now. Let's just give her a tail and move on. Face reveal. Have you not? You've seen my face before, man. You've definitely seen my face before. You were around back in the blooming original days. Feels so good to be drawing again. I've spent a lot of time on this character, so what I'm going to do is change character. Go back up to her. Use the power of the thick brush, the thick pencil brush, to hide. Planted the bug. Well, I was drawing just not to steal your thunder, but I just started using that magma page just a little bit before. Just a tiny bit before. Thing is, as I'm doing this, I'm like, oh yeah, this is working, this is going to be great. But as soon as I turn the background off, it suddenly looks really flat. It doesn't really work anymore. So you might notice in a bunch of my art, if you look really carefully, you can still see the sketch underneath in some of my later stuff. Because I'm lazy and I hide behind my I hide behind my sketches, faking detail. Oh wow, it doesn't like YouTube. If you end the stream, it automatically becomes a VOD unless you unlist it. I don't know, I never streamed in this site. No, what I want more than anything is just for the stream link to stay the same. But I guess that's not how it works, right? I'm not supposed to be drawing a coat. But this bit here, she's supposed to have a coat hanging over her shoulders, but my brain can't figure out how to do that yet. I'm not even supposed to be drawing this character. Why am I down here? I should be up here. We might ask ourselves, who are these people? Well, you'd have to ask. Your pad's going to arrive tomorrow, then? Arrive tomorrow. That's great. What we'll do is we'll open up another magma page, and we'll draw together. Draw with all the guys. Big draw stream. about the stream length. Sorry. Yeah, obviously, the reason I'm streaming right now at all is because one of my mates on Discord, just out of nowhere, he started just streaming League of Legends, and I'm like, oh, that's fun. And he's got all he's got all the mod cons. He's got like a title screen and like a be right back page. I don't have a be right back page. My be right back page is this excellent piece of artwork that I found on DA years ago. It's superb. It's actually the greatest piece of art that I've ever seen. Its technique is perfect, its message is clear. And I'm not being ironic when I say that. I genuinely think it's fantastic. And you might say, well, of course you think it's fantastic, Dan. None of your stuff's very finished either. Like, yeah, no, that's fair. That's a fair comment. But we still like it. Oh, I like it. How do you draw a t-shirt? You draw the arm. With the arm and the connection. You do a little flick. Have it coming off. That's better. Because I want to start a comic. I want to start a manga, not a manga comic, the comic. You know, you read manga, you watch anime. Oh, I want to do a manga comic. No, but I do want to do a comic really badly. Because I started watching this show back in July. Uma Musume, it's called. And it took me by surprise, because for one, I never watch anime. I'll say I don't never watch it, but I like rarely watch it because I've actually had a Crunchyroll subscription for about 12 months because Duolingo gave it to us for free. But I never used it, and then obviously I started paying subscription for it. So about 3 months after seeing the cost go up without ever using it, I thought, you know what, maybe I'll watch something. I watched a bunch of stuff. What did I watch first? I watched what was the first thing I put back on? Oh, it was Initial D. I just put Initial D on because I'd just been to Japan and I was all weebed up. I was weebing all over the place, and so like, oh, let's actually watch Initial D because I know all the memes and I know all the songs, but I've never actually watched the show. It's one of those weird fandoms you're part of without actually ever taking part of it. You have your ways, no, you have the affordable ways. But Initial D is great. It's so like genuine, like old school. It's just some guys trying to get girls by driving cool cars. Well, that's not even the story. The story's about Takumi, who's just a racing prodigy who doesn't know he's a racing prodigy. And whilst that's a cliche in itself, it's still a really good show. It's not very overblown, you know. It's like it satisfies all the memes you ever see on the internet. And it doesn't take itself too seriously. Yet itself is very, it's still really cool. Anyway, going off topic, Uma Musume, this show, or the show that this drawing is based on. These are my own characters, but the point is, it's basically an athletics anime, but based on horse racing. Delicious in Dungeon, yeah, people talk about this. Yeah, Delicious in Dungeon. My mate Tom said, "Oh yeah, you should watch that. You'll love that." And I think I watched a clip of it in German of the blonde elf like being really ditzy or whatever, and I thought that was fun. looks quite good, and people rate it high. But I think I couldn't find it on Crunchyroll. Have a good world building. Oh, I like an anime. I like a show with good world building. It's one of the reasons I liked Attack on Titan so much before it got stupidly edgy. Like, I watched Attack on Titan, not to bring it up again, 400 years late, but that first season finished with the reveal of, the Titan in the wall, and that was enough. That show didn't need a. Oh, DID's on Netflix. Okay, we cancelled our Netflix a while ago. That's sad. I'm sure if I want to watch it that badly, I will. I will sign up. But what was I talking about? Yeah, Attack on Titan was just the first season was perfect. It was a brand new concept to me. It had all this mystery to it, and then at the very end, it's like, oh, it's Titans in the walls. Whoa! And that like shock value is like that's all I needed. I didn't need that mystery answering. I just thought that's just badass. Like it goes so deep without. I'm sitting there saying, "Oh, the story goes so deep," without it even actually explaining itself. Um, and yeah, that's all I needed. And then because season two took about 3 eons to come out, I just didn't. I just didn't want to watch it again. Aaron being the ultimate incel. Yeah, I started seeing all these YouTube shorts about the later seasons of Attack on Titan coming out, and I was like, why is Aaron a greasy old man now? Why has he stopped being? Well, he didn't stop being the angry kid, but I was like, what is this like giant ribcage monster? Why are there 100 colossal titans bowling ships over? Like, it just it got goofy. Back when it was just the 3D gear, it was really cool, and like that was the thing. Like the 3D gear was the cool thing, and it was that and the Titans, and that's all that the show had to be about because that's all you wanted it to be about. And then you go off down this weird path of oh, the Titans were actually made by. It's too much to tell in the chat. Yeah, well, yeah, obviously, but it just got it only it was a perfect show in the first season. Everything else wasn't necessary to me. And by that time, I'd moved on and was chasing other pursuits, namely going back through uni 3 times. Not the whole thing, just like redoing years because I got distracted easily. Never finished my theses on time. Is her hand too thick? I mean, it's not a hand, it's crab claw, but oh, she looks like Satsuki. That's another good one. Kill the Kill. Fantastic. Really fantastic. That such is the way with trigger anime. Look at them. Look at them both. Is her hair long enough? Ah, who cares? It's my drawing. I do what I want. My character's my drawing. Yeah, it's fine. And it's funny, you might say like, "Oh my word." Yeah, there you literally. I just looked back at chat and I was just about to make that blooming point. Now, here we go. We're going on a journey now. The pony nose is still prominent even all after all these years. Right, now I was making that exact argument to myself when I started drawing these characters. Because I'm going to show you something. Or I'm going to try to show you something. In my drawings, if I can find them. You'd think I should be able to. I had them earlier. All art. Uma. There's a bunch of sketches in here. Hang on. Right, do you want to see some cursed sketches? So when we started, these are my sketches coming home on the train. I know, be afraid. We've got we've got an attempt at an anime face. Like this was I hadn't picked up drawing in the last like forever. It had been so long since I'd drawn pencil and paper, and I started drawing again. And you know, it's evident that it's like it's whatever. Like you think the left one's good. See, I think the right one is good. That's what's really funny, isn't that weird? I think the left one's too like gawky. Anyway, you start drawing and you start attempting to do the normal face, the normal human shaped face, and that's fine. I'm completely on board with that. Get these cute little ideas, these cute drawings, and I didn't mind that. But then let me see if I can find a picture to make my point. Um, what's the new one called? New Era? Yeah, here we go. Let's see if there's a side-on shot. Because, like, show the noble and serious hug. Have they got a side-on shot here? Thank you, everyone, for sticking with me while I scroll Google while you can't see it. Like, the show uses, like, the normal anime face. Love this character, by the way. She's fantastic. Um, but there was one shot that gave me an excuse to use the old pony snout as it was, as it were. Where is it? Where is it? I'm looking at the wrong season. It's from this one, but where the picture is. Where is it? Don't worry, if I can't find it in a second, I'm gonna drop the whole point. Ah, here we go. This'll do it. Oh, that's a tiny photo. That's a tiny, tiny photo. Come on, bring it up. You've probably guessed the end of the story, but basically they have the long nose anyway. And it's like, well, that's enough of an excuse for me. I guess it's a bit shorter in this one. There's other pictures where the nose comes like all the way out to like here, and it comes right down, and it's really sharp. But when you look at a lot of anime faces, they do follow that shape because everyone thinks, oh yeah, I'm gonna draw my anime face and I'm gonna make sure that they look really good, and I've got my lips and I've got my chin and all the rest of it. Got my eyes. But that's not an anime face. That's you trying to draw a real face. An anime face looks like this. Big eye like that. Look at the difference. And maybe if you want to make it a little more prominent, you put a little lip here, lip there, something like that. And then you try and get closer and closer to this. But you still end up generically making that same shape. Also, welcome to the show, by the way. Fantastic show. You must watch it. It's it really took me by surprise. It really took me by surprise when I first watched it. Let me close all of these sketches. Because this is too much. I'll admit, this is too much. This one's all right, but this is perhaps too much. Maybe we need to cut this one back a bit without making it too. There you go, something like that. Bring the mouth back. Oh wait, I'm on the wrong layer. But this might change the way it looks, and I might not like it. Yeah, don't like it. Keeping it. Sorry. Hate me. Sue me. What the point I was making? The show. Yeah. Uh, Pretty Derby, it's called. And on the surface, you're like, no, there's no way a grown ass man watches that. But you'd be wrong because it's very good. It's basically just a track and field anime. And I was scrolling through Crunchyroll. Um, after watching season two, which was fantastic, and I saw this comment that I just thought summed it up perfectly. And I've never agreed with the comment more in my life. 'Cause it's really good. It's actually really emotional. Like the first season is your classic, oh yeah, cutesy wootsy anime girls dancing around singing songs and running to, J-pop music or whatever it is. But the second season hits some really intense, like athlete issues. Like, because of the nature of horse racing and how they go in and they're thrown out the other end, they come in, they run as hard as they can, and then they retire. They lose their edge. Without spoiling it, that's brought up in the second season, and you could almost watch it on its own without the first one, but the first one gives you all this lovely context and gets you in the mood for the rest of the show. Um, but no, I've never cried at an anime before, and of all of them, this is the one that did it. Is that bad? I don't think so. I think that's incredible. I couldn't believe it. If you can like get over the hurdle of the fact that you're a grown ass man watching like anime girls run around a horse track, like that's fine. You're away, and the rest of the show you can enjoy it. But I was actually really nervous about it when I first watched it because I was like, oh no, is this going to be some Japanese creeper nonsense? But you can't see it. But when I came back from Japan, I had this huge anime case. I bought this huge anime case full of just loads of stuff. And because I'd seen these characters, like not these characters, but the other one, um, out and about, and I thought I'd never seen the design before, and it was the first time I'd ever seen a design of like an anime character with not an anime character with ears, but like anyone who knows me knows that I've been drawing anthro horses for the last umpteen years. And it's the first time a piece of popular like media has jumped on the same bandwagon. And so I thought, well, this is my excuse. Like I'm no longer a weirdo drawing anthro horses. I am supported by pop culture. Whatever cursed logic that might be. It was great. And I saw them in a shop in Akihabara. Just like three random ones. I'd go and get it, but I can't walk around because people are sleeping downstairs and we've got creaky floors. Oh, here we go. But I've got this. I made this custom mug, but has a bunch of the chibis from the show on it, which is really cute. Um, what was the point I was even trying to make? Yeah, it was just subject matter I jumped on immediately, and I started watching the show, and I thought it was going to be creepy, and then it wasn't. It has like one strange scene where they have a little bit too much of a crossover between like a trainer like sort of figuring out how muscular a horse is, and they have this weird moment where the trainer character is like patting down one of their legs, and I'm like, okay, Is this what I'm signed up for? And that was in like the first 2 minutes of the show, and I was like, oh no, no, I don't want to be associated with this. But thankfully, that was the only thing that happened, and there was no like, there was no like continuation of that, and then it just became an anime girl show, just with the added um like ears and features and stuff. And then it just turned into this epic like sports anime where they're like training and like crying over wanting to be the best and stuff. You know, that they've got dreams and all the rest of it, like any old regular anime, I guess. But because I'm an anime newbie, I don't watch a lot of stuff, so this stuff gets to me very easily and quickly. I'm not like seasoned or numb to it, but it's genuinely really good. Anyway, I've been ranting about it for so long. Maybe I should become a VTuber. I can certainly yap for England. Oh yeah, here's my setup, by the way. I was drawing it for a friend. I've got my laptop here, my huge ass screen here, draw tablet here, keyboard here, racing wheel, mouse. I'm just rambling at this point. Let's get back to drawing, don't you think? How about we get back to drawing? I guess I'm just excited. I guess I'm just having fun. I feel all nostalgic having my stream back on and talking about things I like and all the rest of it. I don't even know if any of you are still there. F in chat if you're still here. But where were we? We were drawing this girl at the back. And obviously like my style has I've obviously used my style in this fan art inspiration. F just got back. You know what? I forgive you. Some things just have to be done, you know? Life takes priority. Here's a good question. You guys are my friends, or at least I like to think you are. Am I weird for liking a show like this? Be honest. Because one of the things I always love about, the internet is that you can just literally be yourself and you've got no real life consequences until you start swatting people. But you know what I mean. It's like you can chat to people on the internet about, oh yeah, you watch a horse girl anime and you really like it. And then you can just ask people like, oh, is that weird? Because on the internet, they've got no filter. So it doesn't really matter. Yeah, that's the thing. It is very benign, and I was really worried it wasn't gonna be. I was worried it was gonna be this really creepy, like horror story of an anime. Like where they don't, where the characters are still treated like animals. I was really worried it was just gonna be like that, like anime girls being treated like livestock, and I'd be like, no, please don't do that. Please don't do that show. I'm enjoying it. Please don't do that. And it didn't do that. Obviously, it didn't do that because I watched all 3 seasons, and the third season was pretty naff. I didn't gel with the character as much. It felt just like a bit of overflow. Anyway, don't want to go down another path. Um, but the music's good. Like the character designs are gorgeous. That's another thing. I think that was the thing that really got me into it was the fact that whilst it's all kind of based on like idol culture and stuff like that, and they all dress in these lovely like outfits and stuff. Because I'm such an anime newbie, it hit me like a truck, and I'm like, damn, that is such a cool way to combine the prestige and parading of horse racing with with like anime girls. It's just it makes me feel like such like a novice with anime because there's probably 1,001 idol animes out there. Um, but I just found it so cool. Like, I'm just gonna show you a couple of pictures here. Like, I'm not drawing anymore. I'm just yapping now. But let me have a look. Here we go. Outfits. And don't worry, they're not weird. I don't think they're weird at least. But like you get these where's a good one? Where's some of my favorite characters? There you go. Like this one. Oh wait, did that just come into this? No. Is it gonna come up? Okay, it's not gonna come up. Typical. Do be patient, my loyal friends. I'm trying to show you stuff, but it's not coming up. Okay, fine. Like we'll just use this one because it seems like it might work. Here we go. So this is a character called Mr. CB, and you might think that that's a girl. Why is it called Mr.? And it's because all the characters are analogs for real racehorses, which is one of the hurdles you kind of have to get over because it's like, wait a minute, all of these horses were stallions and geldings. Why are they all girls? And they're all girls because it's an anime show about anime girls and it's from Japan, so that's why they're all turned. It's like Azulane and things like that. But just look at these outfits. I think they're superb. Obviously, you got the uniform on the right, and then you got the show uniform on the left. But the style of like the way they did, like they dolled them up. It's all based on like the actual, um, like the actual horse that they were based on. So like the colors on that character were based on like the jockey's outfit and things like that. And the show actually follows accurate race record history um of the Japanese horse racing scene. So like this is one of the best spoilers I've ever gotten. Is I was enjoying the second season so much that I came across the fact that it was all like based on real life. Well, I knew it was at that time, but I was like, I wonder if I can see if the race history matches what the show has shown already. And so I typed in one of the characters' names, and sure enough, the actual horse came up, which was really funny. And I was only halfway through the season, and they were setting up for this big race that was coming up. Uh, and I accidentally saw the race history of this character or this actual horse, and it showed that the next one they lost, and I was like, "Wait a minute! Have I just spoiled myself by looking at racing records?" And my point, as I can feel myself getting all like jittery, is that I just really love the attention to detail that the show gave and the accuracy and the authenticity, despite it being a show about, you know, anime girls running around a horse track, which on the surface is ridiculous. But um, maybe it's the fact that I've also owned horses in the past as well that I was naturally gonna. No, it's not over. I'm not getting jittery over the horse girls shade. I'm getting jittery over the fact that I'm just so openly talking about this. When you're a fat old man like me, you don't talk about this, especially in England. Stiff upper lips, cup of tea, England, we haven't got any feelings over here kind of thing. And this is ironic because my cup was covered in chilies. Um, no, you just get jittery because, you you find something you like, stabs, Oh yeah, stabs. Yeah, you get stabbed. Um, you get jittery because you find something you like, and then it ends up being anime girls running around a horse track, and you know that if I talk about this to literally anyone in England, I'm going to be ostracized and thrown in the Tower of London. So when you finally get to talk about your hobbies, I'll call it a hobby because I don't know what other word to use. It's just I don't know. It's just very liberating, and you get all like, "Ooh, I can actually be excited about it, you know, and like I can share it with people and all the rest of it." But because like, and I'm sure everyone feels like that about something or other. But this is what I was talking about earlier in the stream when I was talking about the internet gives you anonymity, even though I'm sitting here with my face on show and everyone knows who I am. And you know, I'm exposed if anyone was to watch this, like, oh, oh he's such a creep. Oh. I'm not a creep. I just like good shows. Like compare it to another one I watched, and let me know if you've seen it. Um, Darling in the Franxx, or whatever the Japanese name is. That's what it was called in English, and it was about kids that drove these. It's looking. I mean, you guys all know. It's blooming. I've tried to put it in the RP chat. I'm just talking like a blooming streamer. Like I've got 1,000 people watching me. Um, that show got real creepy real fast, and not in a way that I could forgive. That was just an old man being pervy and sending kids to battle in spandex suits, which was a shame because the mechs looked really cool, and they were really cool, and the concept of mechs with anime eyes was so funny to me. Um, and then it just got uh, Darling in the Franxx slow. It's the Iron Maiden, you know, that I've stolen from from the shows. You know, so much of my blooming RP stuff is just lifted from something else. Where is it? Is it under F? Franks, yeah. No, that's not it. It's me trying to blend Iron Man and Franks together. It doesn't really work. I think the actual Iron Maiden stuff is in the Val folder. Where's the Val folder? It's here somewhere. Have I deleted it? It's not here. Oh, here we go. See, that's cool. It's really freaking cool. You've got like a two-seater mech with like a dude and a girl, which is just fantastic. It's like Pacific Rim already. It just got so. It just got so like. It got a bit underage. I'll call it that. That's just what we'll call it. And I dropped it very quickly. Volp! The main man is here. How are you doing? What's going on? I'm desperately trying to ink this sketch that I drew yesterday. And I've done nothing but yap and natter into the void of the internet to these two poor viewers ever since. So maybe you can help me bring this under control. Actually, how many? No, I was just talking about how I was getting all jittery because I was actually able to talk about my hobbies for once. Hi, I'm Poor Viewer, yeah. I mean, yeah, like our RP server is full of just stuff we've lifted and turned into a big melting pot. There's no shame in that. Like one of my characters is literally a character from Girls Frontline, just given a personality. I just stole her design straight out of the box. because it's for your enjoyment, and if you're not breaking any copyright, you're allowed to just take a design once or twice, just repurpose it. Like it's just like picking a character in a video game, isn't it? You just choose to play as that character. And what's funny is I'm looking at my blooming preview in my stream chat over there, and I never realize how much I just sit pushing my skin up my skull like this when I'm drawing. It's so funny. All ideas are predicated on other ideas. Project Wingman skins based on them. Yeah, I mean, well, we love to copy stuff. We love to copy stuff because imitation is the greatest form of flattery. Which is why people draw your OC back in the golden age of DA. You giggled like a little schoolgirl because that was the best thing that could ever happen to you because someone else cared about your characters. They imitated it, or at the very least, they drew it for you. Where are we going? Where is this thread of thought going? Someone help me. I'm just desperately yapping as I'm trying to figure out where to put these next pencil strokes. Let me just give this poor girl some legs. Which layer is she on? There we go. Just gonna have her have a clenched fist instead. That's better. With her little nub arm. Look at the size of her blooming elbow compared to her hand. Let's fix that. There we go. Doesn't look much better, but hey ho. RPing's tough, man. It is hard. And what's funny is that every single one of you here has probably shared an RP with me at some point, which is also a wonderful thing and a very, very glad of it. Like, not to get too sappy and over the horn about it, but it is a lot of fun. A lot of fun to be able to just tell stories with each other. It's not just playing pretend. You really are engaging all of your creative like brain juices to make something, just to turn it into a story. Which is another reason why I think I got into D&D. Here we go, another tangent change. Because D&D is literally roleplay. It's you make a character and you play in that character's shoes. But yeah, look, there you go. Look, you enjoy the story writing over just doing it alone. That it's collaborative. It's it's building something together that you can both enjoy. And sometimes it's hit and miss, and sometimes it doesn't work, and sometimes you're like, oh well, whoops, maybe we should have taken this a different direction. But it's exactly the same as D&D. You just both feed into the story, and you both forge how it turns out. I must keep drawing. I would recommend trying D&D if any of you try to get a chance to. I know some of you have already, but it really is a superb experience. It's just like how I was talking earlier about being able to giggle about stuff that you like on the internet, where the real world would like to kick you down and ridicule you for it. Like D&D is just basically playground pretend, but for adults. You are getting together with a bunch of other grown adults And the only thing that makes it a grown-up game is the fact that you involve dice in it as well. But it's exactly the same. It's like, I shoot you, and instead of just saying, no, you don't, because I've got a super shield, you roll a dice to see whether or not you hit him. It's great. I want to go up and pet the horse. Can I ride the horse? Does the horse like me? Stupid little things like that. It just make it so wholesome and fun to play. Like I'm completely addicted to it right now. I'm running my own campaign. I'm blooming making 300 different characters to put in that campaign. I spend hours and hours thinking up cool one-liners for them to say and how the players are going to react to them. It's like, oh, are they going to think my characters are cool? Are they going to enjoy this dark elf? Are they going to think this villain is scary and things like that? It's great. It's so engaging. And for someone who's got a shotgun of a mind like me, it's really good to just splurge information onto a page. Now, you poor guys have been looking at me try to draw this sketch for the last however long. Is there anything you want me to draw? Give me a suggestion. Draw a little sketch or something. Not like this, but like little. Just suggest it. I'll see if I draw it or not. Because who doesn't love a request stream? If any of you is still listening, for that matter. Try and draw Tyrant. Okay. Well, he won't be anywhere near as good as yours, because yours are just insane. But if I was going to draw Tyrant, I'd have to get the beak right. And I wouldn't have a clue where to start, other than he's got a big, scary long head with long feathers. A long bit. This is me copying your artwork now from memory. He's got this big, awful jaw. For context, anyone not in our RP server, Tyrant is a giant Nevermore from the show Ruby, who we are using as one of the main villains of our story. Once again, just stealing and repurposing stuff we like. Draw a space marine revving his chainsaw to a Tyranid warrior. Have you got any idea how long that would take? As cool as that is. Oh, good. Good, you're kidding. I almost got very scared. But anyway, let's do a Slowosaurus special. By that I mean big fluffy monster neck here. Draw a pizza. Oh, I can draw a pizza. How many toppings? How many toppings do you need? Let me think about them carefully whilst I draw the big feathers on this guy. He's got slow. You draw him with like these big bone horns, don't you? This huge, great crest made of chitin or whatever it is. He's got this large beak. Pineapple, mushroom, guys. I know I'm British, but I'm not that twisted. Can I even draw mushrooms this small? Oh, there's one. Should we draw another one? There you go. There you go. You got your mushrooms. You got your pineapple slice. That's not a pineapple slice. Come on. Oh, don't make me be perfectionist about a pineapple slice. Come on. There we go. There's a pineapple slice. Oh man. There's another one. Looks more like a tomato, but you know what it is. You requested it. You know what it is. Draw another mushroom. cut it up. An appropriately naffly cut up pizza, just like Domino's make. That's not fair. Domino's are quite good at it. Papa John's just deliver to house. Deliver to house. Here's your delivery to house. You're gonna have a little gerbil hamster thing that's going to have a little harness on, and he's going to deliver your somehow magnetically hovering pizza on this cart, all right? Noble and serious on a pizza day. We have to go through the earliest stages of that. We can't just be going straight on dates. They have to like each other first. And at the moment, they are very much still in this stage of, what are you doing? This is my ship. There we go, an original idea. He's saying an original idea for the blooming gravity car with hamster. Yes, that's the first bit of original content on the stream, technically. Because we've been drawing Uma Musume and Nevermores and all the rest of it. I mean, yeah, he's got 6 eyes, doesn't he? Got 6 big nasty eyes. What's this? G-Force 3. It's pizza time. Six eyes, yeah. We have good fun here. And obviously this is just sketchy, so I apologize for not having the beautiful detail that you have in yours, Slow. But yeah, this is the head of... And I know Garu has these big ears, but does Tyrant have these big ears as well? Because I know Garu has these big monster ears, but I don't think Tyrant does he? He's got a straighter beak. Just straighter, angrier beak. No, I thought not. There we go. There's my very quick, very naff, not very to scale or honest Tyrant with no reference. I'll give him like a hunched over wing. Like he's hunkering over something. Big claw here. Big chicken foot claw. Chicken pies. Great lummox. Big claws. You see how easy it is to draw like cool but not good detail? Like I really like this, even though it's objectively terrible. He's giving fluffy legs as well. Easy man, it's not that bad. Yeah, it's bad. It looks like a blooming Half-Life 2 creature on his leg. Also, what is going on here? Like, look at this scene. We've got pizza delivery with giant Nevermore. What's the world coming to? I'm blocking my chat. This your way of telling me to continue RRP? Yeah, well, we could, but I've also got to be able to reciprocate, and I'm just as bad at leaving those hanging as anybody. That's really naughty of me. I'm like, hey, dude, let's do a story. And the other guy's like, yeah, let's do it. And then we'll do it for like 5 minutes, and then we'll go away, and we'll come back and be like, oh, now we've got to blooming G ourselves up to do that again. And I'm not saying that disrespectfully because I love it to bits, but you do lose the momentum sometimes. You know, when you go to work and you get home and you're tired. And RP is difficult. You know, you've got to use all your brain. You've got to visualize everything. I'm just really trying to think, where am I getting this from? What's this? And I've just remembered he's got this like big protrusion with like a weird, it's got that weird like Salem tattoo on it, doesn't it? You gave him like a weird growth on his nose where his nostrils go. I don't know if that's correct. That's what my brain's telling me. And then he's got like big angry bone eyebrows and all the rest of it. Draw a little Spitfire coming along, which won't make sense to anyone outside of the RP, but makes sense to me. Pew, pew, pew. I'm such a child. 2 eyes on the side, 2 on the forehead. Is that how it works? Considering I yelled at you for a while for it is ironic that I'm in the state now. No, man. That's just how it goes, bro. Yeah, you're right. He doesn't have 6, does he? He's got 2 like that. Looks better. And then what? Has he got them like up here somewhere? I don't remember exactly where they go, but I'm going to put them there. And I'm going to save it. And I'm going to open up this Uma Musume drawing tomorrow and have a jump scare. Why is a giant Nevermore in the corner? Near 180-degree vision. I've got a really narcissistic question I can ask you all. And now I feel conscious because I'm going to ask it, and it feels really self-indulgent. But do you guys miss when I used to upload stuff? Like when I actually used to draw stuff? Because like I know that is such an ego chasing question, but I don't mean it like like at all. Because like I often think to myself like I have just dropped off the face of the earth on DA, and there's so many people on there like you guys. What are we gonna do? Say no? You can. You can say no. Yeah, maybe I phrased it wrong. Maybe I phrased it wrong. Get back to it. Well, that's it. That's it, isn't it? You just gotta suck it up and try and get back in the rhythm, haven't you? Well, I wonder about like you talk about a new place to do it. Everyone talks about Instagram. Like, I know my friends, well, my one friend, it's not my one friend, one of my friends, always comes across a lot of really cool art on Instagram. Graham crackers. Um, I've just realised why this doesn't feel right. It's because his. There we go. Look at that. Did I do it right? Slow. I think I've got the massing a bit better there, giving it more of a. What's it called? A crop on a bird. This bit. A little bit of a bigger, chunkier neck. I knew there was something wrong with that. Um. Yeah, Instagram, things like that. But the reason I asked, the reason I chased those compliments so, is because I posted a couple pictures a while back of my excuses for wanting to draw anatomy. Um, and like some old DA friends just came out of the woodwork, like out of nowhere. You know, there's this one guy called oh, what's his name? Oh, I've mind blanked. Mm. Anyway, they came out of the woodwork and they went, oh, like this is great. Oh, draw more. I think I posted a picture of Cirrus. Like, draw more Cirrus, draw more Cirrus. And I was like, what, mate? I haven't been on here for like 6 years and you still like Cirrus? It's like it's so heartwarming. Like, to know that people care about your characters and your art. And you feel guilty for having left. Obviously not to the point where, you lose any sleep over it, but someone coming out of the woodwork and saying, I really miss your character, or words to that effect, is just it's just awesome, isn't it? Yeah, it makes you feel really validated. What's this? Don't use Instagram or the meta websites infested with engagement bots. When you say engagement bots, do you mean like bots that like your artwork that aren't real people? Things like that? Or do you mean stuff that just pushes itself down your throat? I love how I wanted to just change a bit of the Spitfire and I rubbed the whole damn thing out. Oh dear. Don't be afraid to erase your art and start again. Give it a little bubble. That's better. Oh wow, I'm actually quite happy with that. Oh no, not that bit. There we go. Nice. I don't know where my music's gone in the background. I mean, you weren't hearing it anyway because I haven't figured that bit of the stream out yet, which I apologize for. But maybe you prefer your own music, so there you go. Um, if I just refresh this here for a moment. But like, people on DA are still like, just, just now. Come on, T. You can't be that meta. Look at this dude. Look at this dude. Going in and liking my content because I was fishing for compliments. It's a cool picture though. I do like that one. But what was I about to say? A very cute and cozy outfit. Which picture was it? Ah, Vorterra. That's it. I've never known how to Vortarit. I've never known how to say their name. Come on, think Dan. Talk properly. This time I've logged in like 3 years. Like you get a comment like this, and as cheesy as it is and lovely as it is, it just you're surprised that people even remember who you are. And to have that nostalgia come back is pretty intoxicating. Oh, hang on, what am I? Ooh, don't want to cancel that. Anyway, enough blowing my own trumpet. It's not the British way. I'm gonna drink my water instead. But yeah, I'm really stoked about starting a whole comic with these characters. I've written like pages and pages of content for a story for them. And it's not the only story I've written in the last like 3 years. I bogged myself down by writing concept after concept after concept. and in quite a lot of detail as well. Like I've got, excuse me, that's so rude. I've got to like the point where I'm sitting listening to like the OST of the show and the game because this is also based on a game, Uma Musume. Um, it's like a gacha game, but apparently it's really good. I haven't been able to play it because it's in full Japanese and I can't speak that much Japanese yet. Um, what was the point I was making? I'm sorry. Um, Comics, yeah. I want to draw a comic. In fact, I can give a little bit of insight on that if you don't mind looking at it. Or if you even want to. You guys are probably bored of me by now. Just been yapping all night. But yeah, it got me drawing again. So I started drawing a little comic. Try and find a nice page that you can actually see. It's just amazing. It's amazing how quickly you can get carried away with something like this. When your brain suddenly engages and it's like, yeah, yeah, there, let's go with that. There we go. See if the camera picks that up. I'm just plastic painting. Yeah, I mean, go for it. I don't know if that shows up. I didn't hold it very well, but I've got a delay, so I'm not gonna worry about getting that on camera. But I've got like a whole narrative set out for these guys, and you just desperately want to start. You desperately say to yourself, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna draw out all these pages. I'm gonna write all the dialogue, and then I'm gonna ink it all." And then you get to the inking part, and it's like, oh no, I've got to redraw all of that stuff I drew just in ink. And whilst that is fun, at the same time, it's like, oh wow, that's a big challenge. No, I guess what I mean, I guess what I meant when I asked about do people miss the art I make? I really don't know what angle that's coming from. I don't know whether I just want people to say, yes, please come back and draw more, or, anything shallow and stupid like that. Like I need permission to come back and start drawing again. I guess it was just that nice fun period of history where, you you actually get a little community behind you and you make all these cool new friends and stuff like that. And then all of a sudden you just drop it. Something happens in life and you just don't go back to it for however long. And you don't really know why because you loved it so much. It's weird. It's like life just gets in the way and then all of a sudden you fall off. You ask because you want to but need motivation. Yeah, I think you hit the nail on the head there. Of course you want to draw. I always want to draw. Every time I listen to a piece of music, I come up with a new picture in my head. Literally every time. I listen to a piece of video game soundtrack and my brain does this like Rolodex machine of all my different characters and says, which character does this fit? And then if it's like a sad piece, it'll probably want one of my edgy and emotional characters. If it's like an upbeat piece, it's probably Apollo because she's the only one that has energy in my cast, it seems. But you know what I mean? Like you just think up scenes in your head when you hear music, and then you end up with this massive backlog How can you draw with one hand the whole time? What do you mean? This doesn't everyone draw with one hand the whole time? You just hold your pen like this. I always draw with one hand. Normally because I'm so fat and lazy that I'm all the criminal thing right now is the fact that I'm all the way over here on the left side of my desk. My my drawing pad is like a full arm's length over there on the other side of my desk, and my keyboard's here in the middle. It's just very. It's because I'm very. I can't give you a scientific answer. It's just comfy, you know. I could sit here falling asleep doing it. Um, I don't need to like do this on a tablet, or I don't need to like hunker over it like this or anything. Like if I had one of those big Wacom Intuos super tablets that like has the screen in it, I don't feel like I need to be like on it like doing that and stuff like that because you just get used to the sort of remote sensation of drawing with one hand onto the screen. Um, I don't know what I'm saying, but if that is answering your question in any way, I'm just used to it. But then on the, like when I'm coming home on the train, I've got my pad out like this, and like trying not to smudge the bit on the back. And because it's rush hour, I'll be like this, like have it up like that, or like this normally, right up against my chest. I've got my pen, and I'm just literally just scribbling at like a half pen's length. I'm just going like that, drawing these naff little sketches that will eventually turn into something a bit more substantial. Hopefully. Um, yeah, like this one. I really like this one. Don't know if you can see it, but this was the first time I really made a new character, like a new villain. Oh, I didn't hold it up right. Whatever. You pretty much see it. Um, because I am a devil for repetition, and not in like the good way that makes you more consistent and practiced and disciplined. I mean for recycling the same idea and sticking with the same subject matter over and over and over again until I die. And in this context, it would be with like um mind blanking with whenever I like learn about a new universe or a new bit of fandom or anything, I just immediately jump to, okay, so which of my pre-existing characters can I apply to this world setting? And if it's something cool and techy, or something like anything military, it'll probably be Sirius or Contrail or someone like that. If it's like fluffy and lovely, it'll probably be Apollo or Rain or someone like that. If it's like engineering or sort of gritty, it'll probably be Dinah. Things like that. But it's very rare that an entirely brand new character gets spawned out of my idiot brain. And the fun part about this character, who is not this one I'm drawing right now. This is Dinah, but adapted to the Uma Musume universe. Her name is Red Card, because I tried to give her a racehorse name. I thought Red Card was appropriate considering she has red hair and stuff like that. The other one You'll never guess her name. And the reason you won't is because I didn't see it coming either. But I was at work whilst I was simping over this new show in the back of my brain. And I was thinking up an idea for a villain. Not a villain, it's like an antagonist. For Red Card as the main character. And I thought of this like slick, this city slicker comes to talk down um to the country bumpkin that is Dinah or Red Card, as it were. And I didn't really have. I think I'd drawn. What had I done? No, I was thinking up a rival. Um, and I was wondering what they'd look like, and they were like, I think, oh, I'll give them like slick, menacing black hair and things like that. Like really sophisticated and having everything together, kind of traditional look. I couldn't think up a name, and I was working. For those who don't know, I work in construction, which is probably not safe to say on the internet because some freak will dox me and find where I live and all the rest of it. But long story short, I work in a program called Twinmotion that has all these different materials that you can apply to 3D models and stuff. And I was scrolling through, and I don't know if you guys have this, but sometimes your brain just immediately kicks into gear at whatever you're looking at and applies it to something. And I was scrolling through all these materials of like mud and concrete and scaffolding and plywood and things like that. And this one material was named asphalt black. And my brain just went, oh. And in my head, I thought, that sounds badass. Asphalt Black. What an amazing name. And the reason I thought it was amazing is because in the third series of the show, the main character is called Kita-san Black. So it had weight to having the name Black. I thought of I probably thought of a bunch of different names after coming up with that. Like Shadow Black, or like Midnight Black, or something edgy like this. But I couldn't get Asphalt Black out of my head, and it was so weird. And I don't know, just to me, it just seems very unique. And you don't, because you come across some really weird names in horse racing. You might jump to the famous ones like uh, Seabiscuit, or a more recent one, American Pharaoh, for example. Um, Secretariat, the legendary Triple Crown winner. And here I am talking like I know about any of this stuff. I only learned about all of this stuff because of this show. I almost put a bet on a horse race because of this show. It's ridiculous. Because I thought I knew what I was talking about because the show had like insider knowledge. Imagine if I'd actually done that. The problem is the horse that I was going to bet on actually won. So I kicked myself a little bit, but I was happy I didn't make that bet because if I did, I might be out of money right now. Anyway, that aside, uh, funny horse names. Asphalt Black just seems appropriately unique and strange because you get all sorts of weird names. Twice the Prince, My Gallop, you know, one of the characters in the show, Simboli Rudolph. Like, where does it come from? So honestly, my character names of Red Card and Asphalt Black don't suddenly seem that out there. I'll share a piece that I didn't put on DA. Because I was still coming to terms with liking the show, and I didn't want to post it all over the internet because you know how conscious people can get about showing what they like. Um, where is it? I've lost it. Must be on the desktop. I think it's on the desktop. Uh, Muzu 2, here it is. Here we are. This was my fan art that I drew. It was a perfect storm of obviously I'm going to Japan, getting into anime, and then finding this show as it was bound to happen. I was on a JP high, you might say. But here we have red card, Dinah's analog for the show, and we have Apollo's analog on the right there, Starshine Wednesday. But it sounds so cool to me, you know, these wild names that almost, you know, you come up with a wild name, you almost leave whatever you come up with because you think to yourself, well, that you can make that name famous. It doesn't have to sound famous from the start. What was the point I was going to make there? That seems to be a recurring theme. I keep end up saying that. What was I going to say? What was I talking about? And I've lost it. Wasn't that a journey worth taking? But yeah, no, I've genuinely lost it now. How did I get here? Everyone's probably tuning out right now. Anyway, coming up with funny names. It's just another angle that's good fun. And obviously, I typed their names into Google Translate and got their names out in Japanese, which I think look really graphic and cool. You're still there. Thank you, man. Thank you. I appreciate it. I think I can safely say I am a yapper, which you'd never guess if you knew me in real life, like in public. I'm very quiet normally. Maybe this is just like venting, like good venting. But yeah, I don't know, going over the point 1,000 times. I thought the look of the show was really cool. Just coming up with cool outfits and fun names and having a brand new like IP to follow and a community to feel a part of is very cool. I was talking about the comic, wasn't I? Whatever. We'll talk about something else because probably getting bored of talking about horse girls at this point. But now I'm completely blank. Isn't it funny? Probably also because it's almost 3 o'clock here. But I don't care. We're having a good time. It's very university style. Up late drawing. Talking to people who live on the opposite side of the world to me. Who's to say? When visit? Well, we're planning to plan. We're planning to plan to think about going to Florida again next year, but not as a family, which is how I visited last time. But as a group of. Oh no, slow. Well, thanks for joining. Thanks for listening. Thanks for suffering through my inane rambling. Um, but yeah, Volp, we're thinking of coming over next September. Adepticon. Oh man, that's a long way to go for 40K. 40k is it's something that I've sadly grown cold on over the last couple of years. I think it's because whilst I was playing the game and the way that they were releasing things for the tabletop, the actual game, it was all very power gamey and power creepy. You know, one powerful unit would come out with a special rule that says, "Oh, he has a special force field that makes him immune to such and such," and you'd be like, "Oh wow, that's powerful." And then everyone would start playing that character or that model or that unit, and lo and behold, in the next codex that came out, bearing in mind this isn't even like within a year, this is like the next codex that comes out or whatever. Um, it's like, oh, well, this character has an ability that ignores force fields that do whatever the other character's force field does. You know what I mean? And it's like, okay, well, that's cheesy. And that process just went back and forth, back and forth. You know, it's like someone gets a thing, someone gets a thing that counters that specific thing, and you get to the top of the tree where the game is so folded in on itself and broken that you need entire re like overhauls of the game system just to accommodate how powerful some factions have gotten, and they have to go back to zero. You know, they have to go back to a new update where at the very least these features have been included, but, you know, heavily watered down. Or, at the other end of the spectrum, given to everybody. Common one is Space Marine doctrines on the tabletop. Some chapters just had wildly better ones than others. Like, I'm a big Imperial Fists fan because I'm an assault rifle default loadout simp, and the fact that the Imperial Fists like just using the bolt gun all the time. They have a lot of stratagems and rules that make them better with their bolt guns. And sorry to anyone who's not into 40k. I'm not into 40k either, but sadly I have to talk about it when my brain brings it up. You know, they have all these cool strats like, oh, they can use their bolt guns in close combat and they don't get the penalty. And I'm like, that's cool. Bolt guns aren't really that powerful, but the rule is super cool and thematic. And then you would just get the Ultramarines, who are the poster boys, who are just like, oh, their stratagem, their combat doctrine is they get +1 to hit with all their weapons. And it's like, well, how is that balanced? Like, how is that balanced? Like, if their pretty boy chapter master is on the field, they get super rerolls to hit, and they can reroll failed rerolls, and it's just like, get out of here, game. And so, if I play 40k again, it'll probably be back to 5th edition when everything was fun and stuff didn't have 1,000 HP and all the rest of it. Ah, but that's a tangent. You asked me when can I read chapter 3? Well, chapter 3's not out. What are you talking about? Volp? I don't see no chapter 3 in my inbox. I'm sitting here ranting about 40k and you're saying, oh, are you free? Are you free to read my chapter? Come on, man. Show it. Put your chapter where your mouth is. I've had chapter 3 all along. Have I? Oh, actually, I'm gonna just bear with me 2 seconds. I want to see where that is. Where's chapter 3? Is it before or after the horse girl picture? Back through all this stuff. I don't think I do, you know. Difference in VTubers. All those weird things we were talking about. I do not see it. The last thing I said about it is when is part three, and you said after you sleep, and I went no, and then you said you get your rent when you fix this damn door using the blooming Peter Parker meme. So I don't think I've received it yet. The real chapter three was the friends we made along the way. You troll. You rat man. How dare you pull the rug out from under me like that? Here's a fun question. What do you guys think of the stream setup? I kind of like it. Like I remember back in uni, I only had the live stream Procaster, which was not even face cam. It was just my idiot screen with like all of Painter's Psy on show. Whereas now, look, I've got a cool little crop face cam. I've got like the thing hovering, and I've got Star Citizen in the background, and all the rest of it. Look, because if I do this, you see a Drake Caterpillar cockpit. How cool is that? How neat is that? World's most expensive tech demo, and it's back. Don't need the text anymore. I think I've got an idea of how that's going. I'll put it there anyway. Who cares? Yeah. No, I'm really chuffed with it. Now I want to make it better. Maybe have some of those Minecraft parkour videos on in the background to keep your guys' attention whilst I ramble about anime. I've told that story many times, but I was actually at Magic Kingdom Disney a couple years back, and kind of lost faith in humanity a little bit when I saw a young boy about maybe 15 years old, don't know. But he was in the queue and he had his phone, you know, on his phone, like head in his phone, with with like one of those two-stage videos that had like the thing that the video was about, and then like a video playing underneath that was like Minecraft parkour or whatever. And we were going through the queue to Big Thunder Mountain, and obviously being a sucker for nostalgia, I'd been there when I was a kid. I was loving seeing Big Thunder Mountain. I was looking at all the set dressing, those little posters on the wall, all the stuff, like being there. You're there. You're at Disney. You're in the middle of it. This kid's just stepping forward in the queue, watching his phone, like he's got somewhere else to be. Like this is a chore, and I'm sitting there like, damn, you poor kid. But the bit that really grinded my gears, you could say, was when good old Thunder Mountain train comes by, pulls up into the station. Woo, wildest ride in the wilderness, all of that stuff. Kid, head stuck to his phone, steps into the roller coaster cart and pulls the thing down. First, pulls the thing. This is 100% true. I'm telling like I couldn't believe it when I saw it. I wished it wasn't true, but it was. Phone there, pulls the thing down, and he's still watching his Minecraft video, and the train goes off down along the ride. And I watch him all the way until it goes around the corner, still looking down at his phone. I couldn't believe it. I could not believe it. Is a kid at Disney World on his phone instead of paying attention to the ride. Like he wants to be somewhere else. I don't get it. No, I do get it. I get it, but I don't sympathize with it. You know what I mean? I understand the problem. Just modern internet sucks, dude. Absolutely sucks. Like, I just hope that kid's parents didn't pay like a day rate to go to the Magic Kingdom, Because those tickets are like $150 a day, maybe more. I can't even remember. And he's just there on his phone. And because he's on his phone all day. He's going to have forgotten he was there in a week. He won't be able to call back all the scenes he saw, all the smells, the sounds, things like that. It's just sad. Just a shame. Not that I have much sympathy for Disney. not the company, at least. And it's far too late in the day to go into all the reasons why. 30 reasons why. That's a show. That was a show that was pretentious and entitled. I can't believe they actually showed the way that she actually offed us. Well, can't talk about that on the internet. Can you? Anyway, we're not going to talk about that. We're going to talk about drawing. We're going to talk about art. Talk about how fun drawing is. But I am going to try not to be on too much longer. Because I do have to be in London in 5 hours. And I wonder why I'm in the state that I'm in. Oh dear. But it's like, and you've got so many things you want to do, and you feel like you're not getting them done. It's only like one time a day that you, as a grown adult man, have time to catch up on all that crap. And that's right now. At least that's my excuse. You get 100 like healthcare professionals saying, no, just set a time aside for yourself. It's like, yeah. Problem is, I'm setting that time aside for myself right now. Thankfully, my work is easy tomorrow. And hopefully no curveballs get thrown at me out of karma. Not that I believe in karma. Karma's just people desperately waiting to say, I told you so. Oh dear, this doesn't look right. Is this what you guys are all seeing? Because I don't know about you, but if I invert a picture, it often looks very, very different. This is quite ugly. I've definitely got this wrong. Nose is too long. That's better. That's a bit better. Like I said, we're keeping it simple. I need sleep and pizza. Oh man, I need both of those things, but not at the same time. Get greasy. Sleeping on pizza. I'm just upset I've made so little progress on this picture. Just sitting here yapping all night. But that's been fun. I've enjoyed it. I've enjoyed sharing my hobbies with you guys. Sharing my recent loves and enjoyment, which are two very bad words to use on the internet. You know what I mean. been nice having the chat there. I miss the interactivity that used to bring. It's a lot of fun. Hey Volp, did you ever used to stream? I feel like you did, but I cannot for the life of me remember if you did for sure or not. Because I remember you had your own little following of like DA groupies that loved your artwork. I mean, I was one of them. But you had all those characters like, who was it? It was like Crouton and Fox and who was the other one? Who was the other one with the character called Apogee that copied you? Don't remember. But I always found that really fun. Watching people fangirl over other people's art was always funny. I thought it was very cute. All the countless comments people would get saying, hey, you know, like just complete randoms coming in saying, hey, now draw this. Like you're some gacha machine that, you know, that they can just crank the handle and a new piece of artwork will come out. No, 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 it wasn't that. No, that's giving them too much credit. The worst ones, the worst ones were the comments where it would say like, um, how exact? I want to get it right when I say it because it's yeah, it was the ones that thought they were being like really subtle, but it was so bloody obvious that they just wanted you to draw it. And it was the comments that would like to say, "Oh, I'd really love to see XYZ. No, it would be cool to see this doing this or that hurt them doing that, you know." Like like I can just imagine them sitting there like this in their chair, like, now this, you know, like that's good, but now you should do this. Just like, who are you? What response do you expect me to give you? Like, I'm not I'm not drawing for you. You're not paying me. Who are you, mate? And they're always like, no, no offense to the guys, but they're always like completely artless hacks who just had tons of like bases and stuff, Photoshop based work all over the whatever. On that's even I think that's being mean to the people who did that. Often these people were just like they didn't even do art. They just came along and they just said, "Oh yeah, I'd love to see this." That's not how it works, mate. It's not how it works. It's like as if they'd already been in a conversation with you for half an hour talking about what your next artistic development's going to be. Like there's some university lecturer that you've been asking advice from. Oh dear. There you go. Now they can all commission AI, which, you know, on the one hand is good for them, but on the other hand is, you know, I'd rather they just learn how to draw, you know. Because people don't realize why art is special when they commission AI art or when they try to look at it, when they try to do it. And art is special is because it's your take on the world, on a subject, and it's got you in it. You know, it's got your personality in it. It's got your unique and irreplaceable twist on it. In my case, it's being absolutely terrible at line art and being lazy with sealing up whatever. But no one else draws like I do. And that's not a brag because my style is not the most advanced, it's not the cleanest, um it's nothing to aim for. It's just what I've landed on and how I release endorphins into my brain by putting pen on paper. You know, that's all it is. It's just a look that I've come to love and that makes my brain go, wee! I'm having fun when I'm drawing it. But when you commission AI, when you commission AI art more than anything, at least when you're making it, you're trying to learn how technology works. When you commission AI art, I don't even know how that works. I don't know what, other than just saying, I want a picture of, you know? But oh, you see, there's absolutely nothing behind whatever comes out. Like, yeah, it looks lovely and it's clean and I was saying this earlier because I was talking about it before. There's no soul. There's no reason behind it. It's just a very good replica of what is, of what is objectively clean and crisp artwork. And it is objectively clean and crisp because, everything's symmetrical, everything's perfect, everything's shaded correctly for the most part. But there's no personality to it. It is just purely an image. It's like that's, I don't know if anyone here, either of you, I should say, instead of anyone here, because it's just us now, or whoever else might be lurking. If anyone's played Detroit Become Human, there's a scene where one of the androids is asked to paint something. And he gets his robot hand and he just goes like Sonny in iRobot. He just goes like that. And perfectly photorealistic copy of like a bowl of fruit or whatever it is you pick in the game. And the old artist, like the human artist who this android belongs to, he's like, that is a perfect copy. And he says something along the lines of, but it's got no feeling to it. Like, and then he tells the robot to draw something that he feels in his head. And obviously it's a video game, so it's all sci-fi and stuff. But the robot, he stops and he thinks, and he draws like rising up. He draws these really emotive pieces, these really graphic pieces. And that's really the crux of AI art. It's bad because it stops people connecting with why people make artwork in the first place. It is quick, it is easy, it is pretty, it is correct. But it's not right. Do you know what I mean? one day there will be a machine that uses AI to create babies with like perfect memories and perfect personalities, build a baby, input your personality, input your projected career path, all the rest of it. And a machine will 3D print a living synthetic baby. It will happen. But that baby is not alive. It is a simulation, a false work, an imitation. It is not real. In the same way that AI art is not real, it is an imitation. It is a copy, is a theft. And it will never mean as much as, okay, it will never mean as much to me in all my lifetime as much as this picture does. I would die on a hill for this photo, that this piece of artwork that I found, instead of all the AI art in the world. Because someone made this. Someone somewhere came up with a concept, decided to put real blood, sweat, and tears into it, and they chose to make it look this way for a very tangible reason. The artwork is called Cat Accuses Goose and Woman. That's the name of the artwork. And it's just my most favourite piece of artwork I've ever seen, because of how raw and honest it is, and how unashamedly naked it is as a piece of artwork. It tells a story. It's so stupid. And AI art will never do that. It won't be able to do that. It'll create what stuff looks like, but it'll never recreate why it looks the way it looks. You never enter into a prompt for AI. And correct me if I'm wrong, to be fair, but I've never heard of someone entering an AI prompt that says the challenge, like something evocative, like, what's a good way of saying it? Like rising to the top, or struggling with emotion, or the fear of loss, pride of arrogance, anything like that. You type in blonde hair, green eyes, large bust in the form of this artist on background. And do correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think you ever use emotional words to prompt AI. And I think that just says it all. Because it's ultimately, AI is artificial. And that word is very poignant in the conversation. It is artificial. It is not real. No matter how nice it looks or realistic it looks, it is fake and lacks meaning, and that's the problem. Maybe that's where I should sign off for the night before I end up ranting too much. I hope you've enjoyed my comeback stream. Hopefully I can do this a bit more, get a bit more ink on paper, because I really haven't made much progress here. But I've been able to talk about a lot, which has been nice. So yeah, maybe I'll do another one of these. We'll wait and see. Maybe I'll start taking commissions again. Who knows? But for now, thank you for coming. Thank you for showing up. I know most of you only showed up because I threw the link in your face, but I appreciate you clicking on it anyway. And keep drawing. And have a great day tomorrow. Until next time.